forgot something.
What's it like to resell for a living every day on eBay or Amazon? Well, maybe you want to live this lifestyle, and we're going to tell you what it's like for us, because that's all we really know is what it's been like for us. So jump on board.
Jump. Yeah, well, I got
whatever.
Nothing. I never know what to do for a bumper because it's always different.
Welcome to the Prof Sales YouTube channel on Prof Sales.
I'm not. I'm just Ask Kaaren.
And this channel, we talk about being in business for yourself, being an entrepreneur, selling on e-commerce platforms like Amazon, eBay, and so on, and just in general, having a positive mindset.
Yes, because without positivity, where would we be?
We'd be negative. Anyway, so if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. This show is going out live right now. There's a live chat. You can always join. If you missed the chat, I'm told that now YouTube is allowing you to see the entire chat stream after the video post. So you can go back and see the actual comments. Or, of course, you can leave us a question or comment when you see this video in the future, and we would love to hear from you. Check out the description below for all kinds of helpful links. And most of all, what should they do if they enjoy the content, Kaaren?
They should smash the like button, Prof.
This is Karen's friend that we don't have named yet.
I think I'm alert. Yeah, we need a name for the hand. Talk to the hand. I think he makes me itch. That's why I notice every time we start now, I'm like always itching my nose.
Maybe we should call him Poison Ivy.
No, but he'd need to be green.
Exactly. All right, so we are going to talk to you guys today a little bit about reselling every day. And what we meant by that is Kaaren and I realized that every single day we get up and we have kind of a routine, but it's kind of not a routine.
That's accurate. We have great intention.
Yeah, and we thought, and we just wanted to share with you guys what our routine is like a little bit. Some of the things that we do, what it's like to work for yourself in this business. And not that we are the end-all be-all of all knowledge or on this, but we know that a lot of you out there have aspirations to be full-time. So we thought we'd cover some of the things that we do in a given day. And, you know, feel free to critique, feel free to comment. We'd love to hear from you, whether live or later, and just kind of give you, you know, your impressions of what we do. And we're not super sensitive about it or anything like that.
Right. And process dictates success, I think. And whenever we get in a rut or a slump, I guarantee you it's because we've deviated from whatever agreed upon process or intent we had set out. Right.
Yeah. And we're going to show you a couple areas here in the warehouse. So stay tuned for that. Just kind of what they look like and what our vision is to this point. So I'm sorry, we're going to say something?
I'm always going to say something. So what does it look like a day in the life? We wake up.
What do we wake up at? Like 6:30?
It depends.
6:30?
Somebody else's alarm wakes us up earlier than it should.
True story.
Yep.
So we usually get up around 6:30, we'll say, sometimes a little bit later. And we actually kind of really get going probably more around 7.
Yeah, the goal for the day here in the warehouse was like a 10 to 4. So as long as we're here by 10 and out by 4, that seemed to be a reasonable schedule, right?
Right. And we usually have breakfast together, which is great because that's not something that everybody gets to do. And we talk about whatever's going on in life, which can be a whole wide variety of topics. Some personal, some not so personal. But we also talk about what our day is going to be like. And that could include, you know, a show like we're doing today, but it includes every single day what we're doing business-wise and what our schedules are like.
Well, and we find that communication, like regular, and this is going to sound, maybe some of you are like, duh, but we have to communicate because we have 3 different people in the house that have 3 separate calendars.
Sure.
And one of the joys of being self-employed is that you can pretty much create, it's probably a joy, like a help and a hinder. It's probably a good thing and a bad thing sometimes all at the same time. But we can have a very flexible schedule. And for us personally, that involves sometimes church, rugby. I'm subbing, I'm substitute teaching now. So that's why apologies. That's why we're doing the show at a different time today, or that we've sort of had to rearrange our schedule. So.
Plus, we have somebody come by to look at something to buy.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. So we're gonna like abruptly stop potentially. Because
see, you got to go. Not yet. Not yet.
But my point is that if we don't have this conversation, like I don't know that he's going to lunch with Eric today, or unless we communicate that, and it determines, you know, whether we take one car or two, or what does the end of the day. Like it's important. It sounds really, really elementary, but it's like it's mission critical for us. If we don't compare notes on who's going where and who needs to be there when and all that stuff, that is the beginning of disaster.
So communication between you and your significant others, maybe they're in the business with you, maybe they're not. Kaaren and I are kind of a hybrid, I guess, in that respect. But a lot of you are probably doing this alone, but you still have a family or friends or people that depend on you. So you got to be able to communicate to them what your day looks like, just like any other day, any other job.
Well, and even if you have employees, like have a board or a big calendar somewhere so that you can anticipate. Like if Sally's going to be wanting to go to Myrtle Beach Memorial Day weekend and you've got a big shipment coming in that Friday, like that's no bueno, right? If she's not going to be there to help process. So communication, period, especially when it comes to delegation of tasks, and more specifically, when people are going to be where.
Absolutely. So we've gotten most of our inventory here now. And so most of the time I'll look at what's sold overnight and, I forgot to grab it. I'll grab it in a second. And we will grab anything at home that is still at home, because we do have some hanging there. I don't know if I have anything else there. Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else too much there. Some DVDs maybe that are still for sale. But for the most part, we're going to tag team the process. So the first thing we do, and a lot of you guys probably already do this, is we will print out a manifest. Like this was, I don't know how well you guys can see that. This was today's. It was like 6 items that we sold overnight. And so we will print that out. I like to print it out for a couple reasons. One, it allows me to write anything on there I need to. We've started kind of moving our jeans around, so we have to put where they're at on this. We print out that little manifest. I call it a manifest. It's, I guess technically not a manifest. It's more like a pick list, right?
Okay.
I guess. I mean, it's not really a manifest. It's
a doctrine. So we also saved, like, I'm a hard copy paper kind of person. So I like the fact that we save these, and whether it's our inventory or someone else's, we will have an ongoing record of the item that shipped, and more importantly, how much we paid in shipping.
Right.
Are you making funny faces?
Yes.
About my doctrine?
Lots of things. So we kind of naturally broke up the division of labor on this. I guess. I don't know why. I don't even know the moment we consciously decided to do this.
I do.
You do? Okay.
Just get out of here. Let me ship these in peace. That's about how it happened.
Well, here's the way we work it. So I will print the list, and Kaaren will start pulling the orders. She'll take the list with her, and I will start inputting the sales and the cost to ship these items, because some of these items, you know, are going to be by weight, and we have on there, oh, they're going to go priority mail or parcel select. We usually put parcel select, but priority mail ends up being cheaper a lot of times because of our discounts, which is cool, which is great for the customer. They get it quicker. And we will figure out, you know, what the costs are, and I'll start entering those on the spreadsheet that we have to kind of keep track of our costs and so on. And Kaaren will pack and ship all that up while I'm inputting all that. And of course, I print the labels and invoices for her to do that as well.
Well, and it came up on the Instagram earlier, or one of the posts about shipping. Like, you need to know your shipping before you list the item. Yeah. And one of the cool things about how we list and how we put shipping out into the universe is we're actually able to, on the fly, compare certain ways to ship and make changes. Right?
Yes.
Like today, for example, for the first time, we finally used a Region A box for a big old pair of shoes.
For A.
And it saved us money, and it was really cool. And the A's are the smaller ones, but what was wicked cool about it is I was able to put them in just so, and it was just perfection. But it's important. So know how you're going to ship, and the way we have it set up, we're actually able to shout back and forth, but we can do it in the moment and tweak a little bit to save a little money.
We made an intercom so we can.
Yeah.
No, it's like 10, 12 feet away. It's not that far. But yeah, we absolutely. And I I mean, there's different ways to do it. I know lots of people out there, resellers, use whole different methods for how they ship and how they figure out what to sell. We like going the invoice route because it allows you to put it with the item, because there's always a chance that you could get pulled away in the moment to something else, have to come back to it. When you're shipping something like jeans, where a lot of them look similar, it really sucks if you get too mixed up and they get flipped. It's happened to me one time where I sent person A's to person B and person B's to person A. But it's easy to do with a lot of items because they look so similar. So I like the invoice route. I think it's nice for the customer too, because you can put a message on there if you want, whatever you want to say to them.
A smiley face.
She used to want it when we first started. You wanted to like hand write all this stuff on it and write it in marker and draw it. And I'm like, you are crazy. This is going to take so long.
No,
but it did look good.
I'm from Venus and you're from Mars, and we just agree to disagree on these things.
Yes. So, but that's how we start out our day with the shipping, because we want to get that ready. Then we can literally take it anytime we want. We've even got a mailbox here on the property, not the property, but at the edge of the park, commercial park, so that we could drop things if we didn't even want to go to the post office. The post office is what, 5 minutes away? It's not far.
It's beautiful.
It's really
and
nice.
We've also talked about we're going to work out pickups from here probably as well.
Yes.
So then we don't have to leave.
And sorry, I know some of you've had a couple questions and comments, which I'll do some of them here. How are y'all shipping boots with the box?
Boots with the box. Oh, no, that's not the right song. So if it's fairly close, I'm wrapping them in a heavy craft paper at times, putting some packing in with them, wrapping it, taping it, and I tape the you-know-what out of the boxes so that nothing happens to them, and ship them sometimes that way. It depends on the shape of the original shoe box. It depends on how far it's going. It also depends on whether or not we think by brand it's going to matter. Like someone that buys a pair of brand new Nikes it matters to them probably what the box looks like. So we'll Frankenbox that one.
But they're talking about the boots specifically though.
Yeah, because they're bigger. Right. Oh, gotcha. We'll craft paper them. Like we're not investing in like the bigger boot boxes just yet. If they won't fit in one of the existing boxes that we have, or we can't Frankenbox it, I will craft paper around it, tape it, ship it just as is. Yeah,
I mean, the reality is, I think to Karen's point, people who get boots are probably, they may or may not be quite as persnickety about the box. But I think a lot of those boot boxes are actually pretty sturdy. When you really look at them, they're made, and boots are weird because they're a strange shape. Most of them will not fit in the USPS shipping box for shoes because they're just too wide at the bottom. They're wide, they're long. And you can also use a poly mailer. We actually agreed to someone in our Facebook group, we'd give that a try. But I'm just not a fan yet of how the poly mailers fold up into themselves. They're not as pretty. Like I want it to get there and look pretty decent too. So you've got options. All right. So let's do a little show and tell with the shoe area. Oh yeah. So that's next. Okay. Well, so we're working on our shoe cleaning area, and for full disclosure, and since we're honest, whether it's pretty or not with y'all, our shoe cleaning area needs cleaning of its own. It needs order of its own, but we're going to show you what it looks like right now. Come with us. You really have no choice. Yeah. So as of right now, and the cart that we use to put all the shoe cleaning thingies, it's like doing weird stuff. The cart, up here, please. Well, I can't see the table. All right, I'll do this. That just went south. I can't see the table. All right. So, well, then look at the table. All right. There's the table. This is the shoe clean. This is the shoe cleaning table, and it looks kind of rough, I guess would be the right word, right? Wouldn't you agree, Kaaren? A little disorganized. I mean, not terrible. Well, and the cart that we use, no, point it at the table, not me. The cart that we use has the laptop on it, so we can do the show right now. But it's sort of morphing and getting back to what it was back at the house. But as of right now, everything's just kind of haphazard. Very necessary. Jason's new vinyl gloves. He wanted to show you because of, chemicals happen. Chemicals happen. It'll strip the nail right off your finger. So. But we do have a shoe cleaning section, as you can see, and we just need to clean it up a little bit, make it a little more organized. If you got any ideas for that, leave them in the chat.
And we're starting to for the dust business, we finally invested in the Walmart bread bags, extra large.
Extra large
to keep the shoes as dust free as possible. We're stuffing them in the bread bags for now, because they're here maybe a day or two, and they get dust like nobody's business on them still. So that's
and you can even put, as you see with these two right here, they were too big to put in one bag, so you can put two in one in one bag and one in the other.
Speaking of boots, like these are huge. Like they're gonna
put those
like
in.
Look at that's like as tall as I am. So they're going to need a special Frankie box, I think.
Frankie box, yeah. And we still got to finish doing those, putting the bags on all those. But I think that will help cut down on the dust. Somebody suggested that, one of our viewers or somebody, right? The bread bags.
Well, the bread bags in general.
How much do they work? How much do they end up being like?
$3, $2.97 for 100.
$3 for 100 of them. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, guys. I mean, they're not super strong bags, so you can't be throwing them around. But they should work for what we're using for.
Right. And everything, just like at the house, everything is in stations. So there's always some degree of on deck. There's always something to do. There's always, and we're trying, and we're going to talk about some other processes as we go, but we're trying. I'm a visual person. So like it matters, like to me, I'll know just by virtue of how something's set on the shelf, even where it needs to be or what shelf it's on. And then it's quick reference, and then we can get to it and move forward. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something like we'll do like during downtime, or even yesterday I was listing some shoes, and I would list one, I'd come over and I'd put like 3 or 4 pair in bags, just, just to kind of maximize the trip.
Right. Because, the monotony of it, there's no monotony. There's no like, I guess you could sit here for 8 hours and list if you wanted to. But the fact that we have it broken up the way we do, it actually makes for a more productive day.
Yeah. It's nice to see progress in different areas too, and not just one area.
Yeah. Less burnout. Next.
Use the baker's rack for ready to photo.
Yeah. So these actually, and I mentioned that way I flip them. So these have already been photographed and sent to listing land, right? So they're turned around, they're in the queue, they're ready to go. This other stuff is here, quite honestly, because we had to empty a baker's rack. So it's not exactly where it's supposed. It's not exactly.
It's got labels.
It does have labels.
It's got eBay Kaaren. Yeah.
This is Kaaren stuff that needs to go on eBay. These are roller skates that need to be cleaned
those
up.
Roller skates. Anybody want some blue roller skates? Rydell. Yeah. Wasn't that the school in Greece? I think they spelled it differently.
Yes, they spelled it differently.
Rydell High.
All this other stuff is other stuff. But this baker's rack is always here, so it's easy for me if you kind of go, like, see the light over there? That's our photo area, so it's easy for me to just go boop, boop, back and forth. And literally we'll have a row of shoes to be photographed, and then they move, and then he'll know they're ready to go. Right, and so one of the things we're trying to do, guys, is, if your systems work really well, your results will get better and better. So Kaaren, just the way her mind thinks, like, these are all facing one direction, these shoes, and then she will photograph them and then turn them around a different direction. So that way I know that they're ready to go. Plus she'll drop the photos to me, which I put in my eBay photo folder on the Mac. So just, this is kind of what we do. We work on, like, listing is obviously something we do pretty much every day. Right. All right. Were we going to show and tell something else? Bagging them shoes to protect them, sorting local sale items for bundling. All right. Well, we can sit to do that. Yeah. All right. All right. So let's come back to the thing. The place. Sorry, guys. It's not the most convenient way to show you everything, but we do our best. So, why not use the roller skates around the warehouse? Speed up the process. Yeah, I'd need to learn to roller skate again. And that would actually, I need to learn to roller skate. That would add time to the process. Well, it's funny you say that, because I'm going today after probably a little bit later this afternoon. I'm going to go and look for a cart, because one of the things we've already found is that Kaaren today, she had to pull out some jeans. And those containers have like 15 pair of jeans in them. So they get kind of heavy with that many in there. And it's impossible to really wrangle it and open it and pull the pair. It's really difficult. So you need a cart. You can sit it on, and at least be able to see what you've got. A cart would be great too if we were going around doing something to product, like bagging those shoes. A cart would be great. We could pull them down, bag them, put them back where they go. So I'm going to go look for a cart. Well, because otherwise we're we're wanting to create space where there isn't. So if we were to push inventory out of the way to set the baggies, or push inventory out of the way so we could rest this while we pull that. And I believe my exact words this morning were, I hate these containers. Yeah, that's how it went. Because I had to pull out this 30-pound thing, go to the bottom of it, and literally I walked in a big circle and came all the way back over to my desk-ish table over here and had to take everything out. So
Ninja says, what are you charging shipping and handling for heavy boots and shoes? It depends.
3 or 4 pound priority mail, right?
Well, but he's saying, what are you charging?
Oh,
not how are they going? I think that's his question, at least.
Okay.
I think that it depends. In some cases, we've even done free shipping because some of them are not as crazy as you think, and we've just priced a bit higher. In others, it depends on how they're going. Like if they were a heavy boot, say like a 4-pound boot or something like that, we may even do calculated shipping.
On the heavy boots. In fact, we just sent one today to Puerto Rico. And that one needed and that was a free shipping, was it not? I can't remember. The sheet's right there.
Oh, was that free shipping to the one that went to Puerto Rico? Let's see what I said there.
Was that free shipping?
It was, and the shipping was not cheap. And they were boots. The shipping ended up being like $15.
Yeah, every time we do free shipping on something heavy, I kid you not, it goes to California.
It goes to like
Montana. Well,
Pluto.
And boots. I mean, people from Montana wear boots apparently, so we should consider that.
I think people wear boots in a lot of places.
Yeah, but that's
from what I hear, they're made for walking.
Alrighty, what's next on the list?
All right, so I tried roller skating at my birthday party mid-2016, snapped my ankle. You were too old. I learned I was.
Hey, Red.
Agree.
Say hey.
Thank you so much for this super chat, Red Neckerson. Such a great friend of the channel. I love the $1.77. It's so amazing.
So boop boop. He said, just say boop boop.
Oh, he also said, I think, or somebody said, you may think that I'm stupid, but I use old filing cabinets. They work great. No, I don't think it's stupid.
That's not stupid. And we've heard some other people that do that. And literally, they put their inventory in the filing cabinet as if it were a file. So they're pre-packaging it in the envelope or the container that you're going to ship it in, whether it's a PFRE or I'm looking at them, and you're not psychic. The little bubble, what do we call those? Bubble mailers. We have a couple sizes of those. They put them in there or whatever. I think Duncan might do the same thing as far as his postagey stuff that he sends. But yeah, it's not stupid. I mean, you like, this is how I look at it. You make the most of what you've got, and why you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just repurpose what you've got. Like that to me is not stupid. It's actually brilliant.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, any system like that will work for you. I mean, why not? I mean, a filing cabinet could definitely hold a lot of things packaged in an envelope for sure. Yeah, so Connie says, I can never get the calculation correct on heavier shoes, so I use a flat rate of $12. Yeah, I mean, we used to do that with jeans. We used to average out like what they would cost on average and just put that amount. Sometimes it was more, sometimes it was less. In the long run, it's going to be pretty darn close. I mean, it's tricky with shoes because they do get very heavy, especially the boots.
Well, who said that? I don't want to.
Connie.
So Connie, this is what we do, and it's helped immensely. And I think that with practice, like the more you do, you have less errors. But Jason won't surprise some of you. There's a sticker on the scale that says, and we should probably get it. Go get it, and we'll show it to him. Serious. So I know, but we'll share it again because I'm sure there's new people that haven't seen your sticker on your scale. But he calculated, okay, an envelope weighs this, a label weighs this, so whatever it says on the scale, we're automatically adding like a couple ounces. Dun dun dun. Come back. So we're adding a total of 1.2 ounces to the entire weight. And that helps us out. So when you're listing and you weigh that pair of boots, like these Puerto Rico boots that went today, they came in right at like 2 pounds, 15 ounces. I kid you not. So even without the sticker on the scale, I know if it's that close, I know that I'm going to add maybe some packing to it, a label to it. So 215, I'm not even going to mess. I'm going to be like, okay, it's an automatic 3 to 4 pound.
Right. Exactly. So always a good thing to do, just put on your scale how much your typical packaging weighs.
Aw, does that say Rhiannon?
Yeah, Rhiannon, also with the super chat. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Just a small thank you for always keeping us informed as well as entertaining. Y'all are the best.
Aw,
We try to do both, and sometimes we succeed.
That's so sweet.
Mainly
that just
you.
made my day.
Thank you very much. That was very nice of you. A couple other things I want to share with you guys that we do during a typical day. We sort our local sale items for bundling. Like Kaaren yesterday, I just put up a huge PlayStation 2 lot. A controller, the game, 48 games, and a microphone for some other game, microphone set. And, you know, we definitely are going to step up our local selling game this year. Mm-hmm. So we're being very intentional about coming in every day and making sure that we sort out things. All right, is this a sale for eBay or is it local? Like I broke out a lot of your stuff that way. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about local items, you're not going to pay fees. You're usually going to meet somebody for the item if it's smaller, and you're not going to have to worry about shipping and all that good stuff. So local is a great way to sell. I know that's not easy for some people because they just don't live in a big enough area. Mm-hmm. But, you know, think about what you could sell maybe locally. You might be surprised. So that's something we do, though, on a very regular basis. And I think if you're a reseller, I've probably been guilty of missing the boat on that in the past, but mm-hmm. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm really going to push some of these local sales. Yes, it is annoying dealing with people and asking 400 questions, and it can take a while, and you get a bunch of almost and maybes, and you got to go back and renew listings. I mean, but that's kind of the same with eBay. Like eBay, people have questions too, but you know, your local sale items, you usually don't put as much info on them. They're not as well segmented out like an eBay or Amazon listing.
And you're not keywording or titling or whatever. And what's funny is the one that we're waiting on today, this dang wicker peacock chair, has been listed. It's been out into the universe for like a month. You know, I've had several people inquire about it. And I think we're finally going to have somebody to come. And I should say that this local sales thing instantly became easier for us when we had a warehouse, a public place. Because personally, we weren't like a lot of you are. We're not thrilled at having to invite someone to the house or having to go meet someone. Yeah. So remember your VOT, your value of your time. If we're going to be here at the warehouse anyway, we're going to make people come to us. So it became logical for like to do it this way. Like, so it's a lot more attractive for us to do the local stuff because we're not, aside from listing it, we're not making any extra effort beyond that. Like we're not going to drive an hour to bring you our toaster. No, you want to see it, you come here. And so there you go.
Julia says, and I've heard people doing this for items that she sells on Craigslist of $25 or less. She does the honor system where they pick it up off my front step and put cash under the mat. Convenient and no one's cheated. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Julia, did you say, because it was either Julia or if it was someone else that said, I do that. And it makes me a little nervous. But good for you that you're able to do that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Front step is not visible from the street, so that is why no porch pirates.
Yeah, we actually, in our neighborhood, on our neighborhood Facebook page, we know that people steal things out of mailboxes and off of front porches, so we can't really do that.
Yeah.
And this week we have video to prove it. That's an idea.
Somebody had a video of people trying their car door at 3 a.m. and they were leaving our driveway as well. So interesting. One other thing we do here, guys, that I think if you're a reseller and you're full-time, you should absolutely do, and Karen's the best about this, is we eat lunch here in the warehouse.
Yeah, pain point for us as we made the transition from working out of our home to coming to a warehouse. You probably in the beginning, and you got tired of it, I'm sure, heard us talk a lot about being hangry and not planning ahead and having food here or bringing food with us. And you know, you can't go to lunch every day. I mean, maybe some of you do, and that's grand.
It's expensive.
But one, it's expensive. And two, you know, we're living this caveman, Whole30 paleo kind of healthy, non-processed food kind of thing. And so eating out for us is kind of difficult. Yeah.
It's very difficult. And, and it takes time. You got to drive. You're going to spend 10 minutes driving somewhere and 10 minutes back plus the time there. I mean, you know, you're going to waste 20 minutes a day times at least 5 days a week. You know, that's an hour and 40 minutes.
So the mom makes lunch every morning. And we bring it with us, right? And we eat the same thing. So
make your lunch.
It's easy.
And bring it with you to work. You could even do that if you're working out at your house. You know, you could say, all right, I'm going to have a lunchtime. I'm going to prepare lunches maybe on Sunday for the whole week or have the items ready to go. and just say, this is going to be my lunchtime. And if it's just you, enjoy your lunch. Like, take the time off from work, take the time off from social media, and actually interact with each other like we try to do.
Right. We could talk less about work, though.
We do. We probably still talk too much about it, which is probably because we are in the environment still. It's like being in the break room at a company. People sit around and a lot of times talk about work. I mean, sometimes they talk about their families and things going on too, but it's very easy to slip in and they're like, oh, I heard that so-and-so, blah, blah, I mean, it just becomes.
Oh, speaking of work, can we show these shoes? Like, I would love this.
Oh, yeah, recent pickups. Yes, recent pickup. We're almost done.
I know we are. Look at these beauties. What are they? They're Vans, right? And they're peanuts. They're good grief, it says on the top of the tongue. How gorgeous are those shoes? Yes. Where'd you find them, Prof?
Plato's Closet.
How much you pay for them, Prof?
$25.
How much you gonna sell them for, Prof?
Maybe $125. I'm gonna start around there somewhere, and they'll probably go less. And they might go for like $80 or something like that. But it's part of what we told you guys. We're going to be pushing up our average selling price this year. So I'm not going to be afraid to spend a little bit more. I think Plato's Closet is a great potential source of some tremendous shoe deals. Yep. But we are still shoe noobs in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to a little bit higher end ones. And I think, though, I started getting a better feel for it even yesterday, a little bit more, just certain things. So that's going to be really profitable. And as soon as I saw those, I was like, man, they really stood out.
Right.
And I saw they were Vans. I'm like, cool. Vans is a very good niche brand. There's a lot of people there. But we're definitely going to spend some more time there. Somebody says the steal at Plato's is usually women's boots. We got to.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, agreed. And the last time we were in Roanoke, we went to the Plato's there. And I'm still kicking myself because I left behind 2 higher end Western girl boots. The old rule of the buy 3, the 3 times rule or whatever, doesn't really apply anymore. Like it was all good and well to think that way, but if you're going to buy something for $100 and your thought process is, oh, I'm not going to buy it unless I can sell it for $3, that's not going to happen that often. Right. So, but if we buy it for 100 and sell it for 100, which is only a 1 buy or whatever, or times 2, we're making $100. Like we're making, and what we would have to do, jean sales wise to meet that. So take a look at, it's not necessarily the multiplication or the multipliers that you're using, but how much money are you really going to net from that sale? And that's what we're looking at now. That's
right. Right. And then the time you're going to save, it's 1 listing versus 5 or 6. It's less time. You've only got to sell 1 item versus 5. I mean, that's just kind of all part of the strategy of pushing up that average selling price. So we're definitely on the lookout for bigger shoes. But I hope that, it was kind of helpful just to I know it was a quick show today, just to kind of show you guys what a typical day in our life is like. And we'll try to do some more action footage as we go through. We're still getting our systems in place here in the warehouse.
I hate these containers.
Our house is emptying out. We were talking about renting out parts of it yesterday. And like, we can rent this bedroom out. And, but it's just definitely a process and an evolution, but it's exciting and it's been a lot of fun. And I hope if you guys, if you decide to go into business for yourself, you decide to do this full time, come up with some sort of routine. You're going to tweak it. It's not going to be the same on day 10 or day 100 as it was on day 1, but you can start it out and figure, all right, I'm going to do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. These things have to be done. These things could be done. I'd want to do these, and you'll just evolve.
And be flexible. Like, just because you set out to do something a certain way. I mean, if Jason can say, I might not sell the jeans like I used to anymore. Like, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. All of it is an evolution. Like, I don't know that there's anybody, with few exceptions, I should always, not do an absolute, that is selling not only the same things, but the same way today as they were 1, 2, 5, 10 years ago. So show yourself some grace, be willing to evolve, like you said, and just keep getting better at it.
All right. Well, look, that's going to do it for today. So thanks for joining us. Check out the description down below. Tons of helpful links. Share this video. And we hope that you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Smash it, mateys. Thanks so much. As always, this is Just Ask Kaaren
and Prof Sales
saying good sales to you.